It's 2019. Clemson beat Alabama, and Peter Griffin might have just saved Toonami. I'm looking at these ratings. These are the best ratings we've seen for Toonami in a very, very long time. So let's start from the top, shall we? Dragon Ball Super. Now the leadoff show concerning the block's opening has been cut back to 11 p.m. A .34, the best ratings it's had since I think this summer. So yeah, great number, of course. Boruto, for only the second time, rating over a .2 at a .21 this week. In the My Hero Academia, which has been languishing with numbers closer to .10 than a .20, with a .20 flat this week. And then you have the next shows after it following up well. Mob Psycho 100, starting to get to a really, I guess, getting right into that climax of the season. .19, great ratings. Megalobox. Many people were worried. It aired 2 episodes. It got 2 weeks off. It got put in a less favorable time slot. It gets the best ratings it's had so far in the block of a .18. JoJo, Diamond is Unbreakable, has languishing since Diamond's Unbreakable's premiered. This might be the best ratings it's done as Diamond's Unbreakable, .18. And when was the last time Black Clover got a .2? Amazing right there, gotta be honest. .20. They have Hunter x Hunter, probably my favorite show on this block. I was worried. I didn't even watch it live. I DVR'd it and watched it the next afternoon. Still doing a great number, .18. Then Shippuden, a show which basically many people thought they were just sitting off to die, doing a .19, actually beating Hunter x Hunter, building on it, which is still to show how much carry a show like Shippuden has, despite being right in the middle of a filler arc and being separated from his son Boruto, which, like I said, has done pretty well this weekend on his damn own. And then you have the rerun part of the block where it's going to be a natural drop down with Attack on Titan .16. That's a good number for a rerun, especially late at night at 3:30 in the morning. And the Pop Team Epic had a .13, probably the best rating it had as a rerun. Hell, it probably beats most of the ratings it had in its initial run too at a .13, way back at 4 in the morning. And then you have Gundam doing a .132, which is a pretty good number for, like I said, 4:30 in the morning. And I mean, and I mentioned this, I believe I mentioned this in my analysis of the schedule for and for this January 5th and onward, where I said if there is a saving grace in this, and honestly, if I remember correctly, I was kind of pessimistic about the schedule. I was like, it'll be because Family Guy, which takes up the hour from 10 to 11 p.m. at night, will have a great carryover into a Dragon Ball Super, which would provide a halo effect for the rest of the night. And even I said if that happened, it wouldn't carry over that long. The only show that would truly benefit from it would be something like a My Hero Academia, which it did benefit from it for sure. But I mean, and I was very pessimistic about the 2 a.m. hour here with Black Clover, Hunter x Hunter, saying, well, these shows are virtually dead in terms of ratings. They're being buried by Toonami. Toonami doesn't care about these anymore. These are some of the best numbers these two shows have had in a long time. And this just shows a lot of promise for the future. Like, one, you have college football season has come to a close with, like I said, Clemson beating Alabama. NFL, I guess, kind of interfered at the start of the block. I believe they had an 8 o'clock game this past Saturday, which meant that it carried over at least probably until 11 p.m. slot. But still, like, Dragon Ball Super, a .34, that's an amazing number for these days for Dragon Ball Super. And I think this might be jumping the gun one weekend to this new schedule, but I really think they found the recipe for the future of this block. I mean, think about it. Dragon Ball Super will be on the air for the most of the rest of this year. I think they have at least 30 something episodes left. Oh, and they're about to get right into the heart of the Tournament of Power, which, if that improves ratings, holy shit, we might get a .4, which is something we hadn't seen in a very, very long time out of this block. And then you have Boruto is going to be in the schedule for a while. My Hero Academia has quite a few episodes still left to air. I think they still have most of this year's worth of episodes because I think they're towards the tail end of season 2. I think they still have to air season 3, which has been dubbed. Mob Psycho 100, it's gonna get replaced. It's probably gonna get pushed back to 3 a.m. to rerun. Or it might be, yeah, because I think Pop Team Epic still has 2 more weeks with Mob Psycho 100 after it runs. Megalobox still has like 8, 9 episodes left, so has some time. Diamond's Unbreakable is a mainstay. They've got like 20 something episodes left. And they have Black Clover and Hunter x Hunter still for a reasonable number of episodes left, including Black Clover, which I believe first season ended this past week, which might have played a role in it building a little from Diamond's Unbreakable. And I believe they'll be starting with season 2 starting next week. Hunter x Hunter still got quite a few episodes. I mean, they've been on the same 30 minutes for the past 5 months now. So, albeit it was an amazing episode Saturday night. If you're not sure what episode I'm talking about, I mean, it's the Black Widow episode. Well, the Black Widow episode of the Chimera Ant arc, which is an amazing one. And then, like I said, you even have a filler in Shippuden doing a .19 this late at night. Just shows how devout that fan base is. It's really coming through. It's just a great night for Toonami, and looks like Toonami has a great short-term future coming up here. I really can't find anything bad to say about the schedule because there really isn't any. And yeah, it looks like there's a promising future for Toonami. Dragon Ball Super, like I think the previous two full like normal schedule weeks, we didn't have a single episode break 500,000. Dragon Ball Super almost got 700,000. Boruto got exactly 500,000. And hell, even My Hero Academia seems on the cusp of getting there. And that's something I think is just a lot of potential for the short term future of Toonami. I would be very optimistic if I'm a fan of Toonami, and I'm looking forward to the schedule to come. I'm looking forward to see how the ratings change over time. I don't see any real reason for them to drop with this current setup in the schedule, particularly considering which parts of these shows are coming up. Like I said, you have Super getting to a hype part of the show, Mob Psycho 100's getting to a really hype part of the show, Black Clover, Hunter x Hunter especially is a hype part of the show, and that's spread out through the block pretty well. I would just be very optimistic if I'm a Toonami fan. And I know I've said that many times, but that's because I don't have much to say in this video other than just great ratings for Toonami. And yeah, I am Orange Cat, and that is all.